What if ECW was still around today, and what would it look like 5 or even 10 years into the future? Using WWE 2K24, I set up a custom ECW Universe mode with brand new championships, arenas, and wrestlers. So for the roster, I went with a mix of today's stars, some ECW OGs, and just some random people I thought would be fun to add into ECW, like MJF, who I think would get a lot of heat with an ECW crowd, and John Moxley, who I think is a no-brainer for ECW, as well as CM Punk. You know, he was in ECW when it ended, so it's only right that when it begins again, he is the top star. And here are some of the teams that I came up with. So we've got the Combat Club with Mox, Eddie Kingston, and Nick Gage. We've got Death Triangle, Pac and the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Rey Fenix. Of course, we put FTR in here. I think FTR is one of those teams that you can really put into any company and nobody will really argue with. A brand new team to this universe mode, Hook and Taz, Team FTW. From AEW, we get the House of Black, the ECW OGs, Sabu, Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer, Kevin Steen and El Generico, and of course, I had to put the Dudley Boys in here with Spike, of course, because Spike is the motherfucking GOAT. And of course, with an ECW Universe mode, with teams, I just had to put Team 3D in here. So for the championships, I only went with 4 championships, but with those, I tried to keep the ECW vibe. So here is the ECW World Championship held by CM Punk, the ECW Women's Championship held by Awesome Kong, the ECW Tag Team Championships held by the Dudley Boys, and a brand new ECW Hardcore Championship. And the reason for that is I imagine in a modern ECW, it would be more along the lines of an ROH or a 2012 piece or a 2012 PWG. I think if ECW were to survive before they were even bought by WWE, that's kind of what they were going to lean into anyways and steer away from more of the hardcore stuff. But that's no fun in a universe mode, so we have the Hardcore Championship here held by Darby Allin. And for the rest, well, I just left the universe pretty much on the default settings, and I'm just going to let it rock and see what happens. And now let's jump into the simulation. With all of those rules set, we're going to jump 1 year ahead from the current time to the One Night Stand pay-per-view and check out how things are shaping up. So a look at our rivalries 1 year in. Jazz and Awesome Kong are feuding over the women's world title. CM Punk and Abyss are in a rivalry, and Candice LeRae and Julia Hart in a rivalry. And then for the last one, it actually didn't give me a rivalry for this slot, so this one's just blank. All right, and I thought this rivalry chain was kind of funny between CM Punk and Abyss. They've been feuding for a while apparently, so I want to go back and try to get it from where I think it started. So right here, a strong showing of respect between Abyss and CM Punk, both superstars putting on a competitive match with an admirable display of sports. A strong showing of respect between Abyss and CM Punk, both superstars putting on a competitive match with an admirable display of sportsmanship. This could be the beginning of a camaraderie forged through competition inside the ring. Fast forward 1 week. Abyss attacks CM Punk after the match by using a kendo stick. After the attacker has shown how far he wants to go with this rivalry, fans are eager to see how his opponent will get even. Next week, CM Punk came down to ringside before his rival's match with wicked intent, entering the ring and attacking Abyss to end the match in a disqualification. The animosity between these superstars has grown out of control, both of them intent on hurting each other. And it looks like at the end of that month, CM Punk won back the ECW championship. And if I go back here in the championship news, it looks like he won the championship back from Abyss. Abyss and CM Punk were scheduled into a tag team match that went disastrous for them both. Superstars were obsessed with one-upping each other, trying to get momentum for their championship match rather than trying to win the match. CM Punk could not wait for his match against Abyss, taking out his rival's opponent and storming the ring to start a brawl. Fighting continued between them after the referee was unable to get control. The rivalry between these two goes beyond the championship. They may want to hurt each other now. Yes, after 4 weeks of them attacking each other with kendo sticks and fighting for the championship, now they may want to hurt each other. The very next week, Abyss attacked CM Punk before the match. The challenger bent on inflicting harm on the champion, trying to weaken them before they face off for the title on the line. Dude, and then again, CM Punk attacked Abyss after the match using a kendo stick. What is it with the kendo stick in these two? And then a few weeks later, we just have CM Punk and Abyss are now allies. I guess they've beaten each other up so much that they respect each other now. Okay, so they were friends, but then a couple weeks later, CM Punk demonstrated the depth of his cruelty with a vicious attack. Attempting to shorten Abyss's career, a rival this dangerous will need tremendous perseverance to triumph over while injured. So CM Punk just said, let's be friends. Psych. Okay, here we go. A couple weeks later, they stopped using kendo sticks, and they learned that other weapons can be used as well. CM Punk puts Abyss through a table, okay, and now CM Punk and Abyss are allies again a couple weeks later. A strong win and celebration by CM Punk's victory was interrupted by an unexpected attack. Abyss's ambush was carried in full aggression with the use of a kendo stick. Oh my, not the kendo stick. In an effort to add equal parts insult to injury to his rival. So these two attacked each other with kendo sticks, fought over the ECW championship twice. CM Punk baited Abyss to be his friend and then turned on him. And then Abyss baited Punk to be his friend and then turned on him with the kendo stick. You know, I've said a lot of stuff about this game, but this is God tier storyline writing. And here we are at One Night Stand. Let's go over the card, and then we'll actually jump into whatever our main event match is and check out what's going on with that. But up first, to start the show, we've got what sounds like a banger. Taz versus Samoa Joe in an I Quit match. Candice LeRae takes on Julia Hart. Darby Allin takes on Kevin Owens, or Kevin Steen, in a death match. Abyss and CM Punk settle their kendo stick rivalry in a Hell in a Cell match for the ECW World Championship. Jazz and Awesome Kong follow that up for the ECW Women's Championship. Also a Hell in a Cell match. 2 Hell in a Cell matches in a row. And our main event for the ECW Hardcore Championship, Jon Moxley and Hook fight in a casket match. Samoa Joe is able to defeat Taz in an I Quit match. Candice LeRae defeats Julia Hart. Kevin Owens defeats Darby Allin in a death match. Abyss defeats CM Punk to win back the ECW World Championship in the Hell in a Cell. Well, the first Hell in a Cell. In the second Hell in a Cell match, Jazz defeats Awesome Kong for the Women's Championship. And our main event casket match is the one we're going to jump into. ECW Hardcore title on the line, Mox versus Hook. And here we go for the ECW World. Here we go for the ECW title. Hook with Mox in the corner, taking him down and wrapping up the leg of Jon Moxley. Hook now with both arms grasped, knee right to the face. Mox fights it off though, traps Hook's arms and just stomps him. Hook traps him, belly to belly overhead suplex. And now Hook grabs Mox again, vertical suplex. Looking to throw Mox in the casket. He's going to finish this match early. Hook starts to close the lid. Mox fights out though. Now Mox with Hook on the ropes, trying to throw him over into the casket, and he does. All he has to do now is close the lid, and he wins the hardcore title. And Hook gonna fight out this time. Mox now with Hook on his shoulders, off the ropes, neck first. Hook quick to his feet, gets hit with a lariat. Mox playing no games here. He wants to win the ECW Hardcore Championship. Mox lifting up Hook to his feet. Mox again not gonna be shut in the casket. Hook's gonna have to do more damage if he wants to beat Moxley. Moxley emphatically just closing the lid of the casket. Now under the ring for a weapon. Mox pulls out a sledgehammer, and Mox just bludgeoning Hook, but he gets to his feet. Not enough. Off the casket goes Hook. Mox now stomping Hook's face into the ground. Mox with Hook lifts him up again. Straight kick to the gut, and Hook reverses, sending Moxley into the stairs, but he blocks it. Cutter onto the floor. And now Mox with Hook. What's he looking for? Possibly that Gotch pile driver on the floor. Mox now going to lift the casket lid open. He thinks he might have this one. Looking for another weapon, though. Mox pulls out a steel chair. Not done. Going to inflict more damage. Hook reverses, knocking the chair away. Throws Mox into the guardrail he blocks. And now Mox Hook goes chest first off the casket. Fighting his way out. Not going to let Mox put him in. Mox reverses the Irish whip again into the casket, and now Mox throws Hook into the casket, shutting the lid. Hook has to do everything to fight his way out here, and he will save himself this time. Mox unable to shut the casket lid. Hook with the sledgehammer, hits Mox right in the gut with it. Mox reverses the Irish whip. Hook again into the casket, unable to do sustained damage on Moxley, but lifts him up. Suplex onto the floor and the sledgehammer. Both competitors spent. Hook slowly making his way to his feet. He has to get Moxley's limp body up and into the casket. He might just be a corpse at this point. Irish whip. Mox reverses again into the barricade. Hook has just been completely unable to outpower Moxley. Hook putting Moxley back in the ring, stalking his opponent. Moxley is spent. Hook to shut the lid and win the hardcore title. Mox again gets his hands up with the sledgehammer, hits Hook in the gut with it, and now Hook throwing Moxley into the casket. Gonna shut the lid, but Moxley again fighting. Now Moxley suicide dive through the ropes. Mox lifting up Hook. Death Rider on the outside. Jon Moxley unable to make it to his feet. Slowly he does, and Mox throws Hook into the casket, and that's the end. Mox shuts the casket and wins the hardcore title. And there you have it. ECW Year 1 complete. Now let's skip ahead a few more years to Year 5 and see how drastically things have changed then. Alright, and here we are at Year 5 One Night Stand. And one thing I want to do 5 years in, and let's see how everybody has changed. Let's see how the universe has progressed. So let's jump into Abyss, who is currently the ECW champion. So it looks like Abyss is in a tag team with El Generico. He's enemies with CM Punk, Pac, Konosuke Takeshita, Dax Harwood, and Sabu. Dude, holy shit. He's earned the ECW title 11 times, and he's held it for 1,008 days. Holy shit. Awesome Kong is now a 5-time women's champion, holding it for 508 days total. Looks like Bryan Danielson is a current tag team champion. He's earned the tag team championships 11 times, rivaling Abyss's world title record. The Dudley Boys are 10-time ECW champions. Candice LeRae has earned the women's title 6 times and is the current women's champion. Oof, 5 years in, and FTR have not won the tag team titles. That is looking rough. CM Punk has, oh my god, he's won the ECW title 13 times. He's also won the hardcore title twice. Darby Allin, the hardcore GOAT, seems like he's won the hardcore championship 8 times. Hasn't won any other titles though. Eddie Kingston won the hardcore championship 3 times, but has no days held. So he won it 3 times and lost it on the same day. 3 times. Okay. Jazz is a 7-time women's champion, holding it for 744 days. Okay, so here we have the actual hardcore GOAT, Jon Moxley. 14 championship reigns with the hardcore title. Jesus. Yo, what's up with the hardcore title? Malachi's only title reign is the hardcore title, and he won it and lost it in the same day. I'd like to think him and Eddie Kingston just like traded it back to each other. MJF still has yet to win a championship. Dude, Nick Gage has won the hardcore title twice and he lost it in the same day. What is going on? Orange Cassidy won it and lost it in the same day. Same with Roderick Strong. He's won it 3 times and lost it in the same day. Was there like a tournament or something? Samoa Joe's won it 11 times, but like at least he held it for 400 days total. Somehow he's also never won the ECW championship, but he's held it for 10 days. So let's take a look at our teams and how they've evolved or devolved. Abyss and El Generico. Apparently they're a heel tag team. How could these two ever be heels? Dude, this is the most fucked tag team ever. How could you ever boo these guys? Bryan Danielson and RVD are the actual current tag team champions. Now that's a tag team I'd like to see in real life. Could you imagine? It looks like FTR, they didn't win any tag team titles, so it looks like they eventually split up. Cash Wheeler and MJF are now a team. The House of Black has also split up, as Buddy Matthews and Ciampa are a team. The Combat Club remains the exact same. Kingston, Mox, and Gage, Darby Allin, and Kyle O'Reilly. The other half of FTR, Dax Harwood, is teamed up with Sabu, Rhino, and Brody King. Now that's another tag team that I'd like to see in real life. That's an incredible tag team. And then Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe. Looks like they've been a team for quite a while. In our current rivalries, we got Darby Allin and Hook, CM Punk, and oh my god, dude, are these guys still feuding? These guys have been feuding for 5 years. They've been the only 2 people winning the ECW title for 5 years. Jazz and Awesome Kong are still feuding. Roddy and Samoa Joe versus Mox and Eddie Kingston. You know, that actually sounds like a banger feud. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, let's see what our card for this year's One Night Stand is looking like. We've got Candice LeRae and Awesome Kong kicking off the show in a women's death match. Jazz versus Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong going 2 for 2 immediately. First 2 matches on the show in a Hell in a Cell. Awesome Kong goes from a death match to a Hell in a Cell match. Samoa Joe and Roddy Strong take on Mox and Kingston. Not for the tag team titles, though. Darby Allin and Hook face off in a Hell in a Cell. This game loves Hell in a Cell matches. And this is the match we're going to hop into. A death match for the ECW World Title, CM Punk versus Abyss. Punk with Abyss on his shoulders immediately, looking for the GTS to start off the match into the rat traps. Again, stalking his opponent. CM Punk going to look for another GTS, and he hits it. And everybody, as you can see, we are in front of the heartland of America having this high-class match here. That being said, the owner of the white Volkswagen Bug, can you come get your car? You are blocking the entranceway to the ring. Abyss kick to the gut, lifting Punk up. Power bomb. And now black hole slam into the rat traps. Abyss sliding out of the ring. Gonna look for a weapon. God knows you need more weapons in this match. Gets a chair. Punk just bludgeoning Abyss with that chair. Abyss knocks the chair away and just tosses CM Punk into the shopping cart. And now Abyss throwing Punk again into the shopping cart and into the front of that car. Shout out to the random water bottles just sitting on the dumpster. And now Abyss climbing up to the top rope. You don't see this often. Full body splash from the top. And Abyss with a fireball. Was that a fireball? I don't even know what the fuck just happened, but I guess Abyss won the Walmart death match. All right, now let's skip 5 more years into the future to year 10 and see how things are shaping up. Abyss is now a 20-time ECW champion, holding the championship for 1,400 days. Damn. Awesome Kong has won the Women's Championship 12 times. Danielson and RVD are 17-time tag team champions. I can believe that. If you put Danielson and RVD together and ask me, hey, how many tag team championships you think these guys are going to win in 10 years, I would probably say 17. And that's more than the Dudley boys. The Dudleys have only won 16. Buddy Matthews won the hardcore title twice and held it for 46 days. Candice LeRae is the current women's champion. She has held it 10 times. Cash Wheeler of FTR still 10 years in with a big goose egg. CM Punk, I said he was the ace, and he might just be. I mean, he's won the ECW title 25 times. He's won the Hardcore Championship 3 times. El Generico has won the World Championship 3 times and hasn't held it for a single day. Hook has won the Hardcore title 12 times. Mox is a 24-time Hardcore champion, but hasn't won any other championships. He's literally just been bleeding the whole time he's been here. Kyle O'Reilly is the current ECW World Champion, and he's held it for 348 days. Damn, he's held it 8 times, too. MJF has one title reign now, and that's his current title reign with the Hardcore title. Roderick Strong has 6 championship reigns with no days held. He won the Hardcore title 5 times. That is crazy. Samoa Joe with 8 World Championship reigns and 15 Hardcore Championship reigns. All right, and here we are, year 10, our last main event of the video. RVD and Danielson defend their tag team titles against Sabu and Buddy Matthews. And here we go for the ECW tag team titles. Rob Van Dam with those stiff kicks, stunning Sabu. Now tosses him out of the ring. RVD looking to hit the ropes. Is he going to do it or not? Do it, man. Hit the fucking ropes already, bro. What are you fucking waiting for? God damn, man. And now Danielson goes under, float over, Irish whip. Buddy Matthews catches him, but Danielson maintains wrist control. Sabu stalking RVD on the outside, running forearm. And now Sabu whips Buddy Matthews, slams Bryan Danielson's head against the mat. And now Buddy Matthews looking for a weapon. Pulls out a sledgehammer. Gonna hit Bryan Danielson right in the asshole with it. Now Sabu with RVD. Wrist lock, side slam. Unique move from Sabu. Buddy Matthews looking for another weapon. Doesn't find one at all under the ECW ring. Doesn't find a single weapon. And now Sabu looking for a weapon, and he finds one. Steel chair right off the head of RVD. And Sabu continuing to work with his chair as Buddy Matthews gets reversed and thrown into the barricade on the other side. And now Sabu coming with the chair for Danielson. And he hits Danielson with the chair. Sabu and Buddy Matthews stalking their opponent, throwing Bryan Danielson right in the corner of the announce table. Danielson throwing Sabu in the ring. Buddy Matthews high knee stun. Danielson with Buddy Matthews wristlock suplex. Going out to help RVD. RVD was about to get a Uranagi on the floor, and he throws Sabu into the stairs. And RVD with a standing drop kick. Sabu now pulling out a trash can and just tossing it at Danielson. RVD now looking for a weapon. He grabs a ladder. Sabu and Buddy Matthews catch wind of RVD setting up this ladder bridge. RVD immediately gets his head slammed against his own ladder bridge. RVD looking for another weapon, gets a chair. Buddy Matthews knocks it away from him. RVD pulling out another ladder. He is determined as he throws it and hits Buddy Matthews in the face. Now Sabu teasing Danielson with that sledgehammer. Danielson from behind, poison rod on the floor. RVD over the ropes, misses as Buddy Matthews moves out of the way. Now Danielson in the ring, sledgehammer to the gut. Danielson into a pin here, breaks it up as RVD throws a table into the ring. I looked away from the screen for like 2 seconds, and now the referee is down. Like, what just happened? Danielson now with these hard kicks to Sabu. And RVD with a sledgehammer to Danielson, taking out his own partner. There is no regard for human life in this match. Buddy Matthews with RVD looking for that sinning slide slam. Danielson with a headbutt into the cover. Sabu breaks it up. Danielson now with Sabu, throws him onto that ladder bridge. Danielson and RVD looking for a tag team maneuver here. Double suplex. Very rarely is this game able to pull off tag team moves. RVD throws Matthews into the corner, follows up monkey flip. Now Sabu driving Danielson kidney first into the steel barricade. Follows up on RVD. Neck breaker. Danielson back in the ring. Buddy Matthews into a cover. And that's not going to do it. Danielson kicks out. A crazy double team move. Danielson back to his feet. Danielson Irish whip. Buddy Matthews catches him with a kitchen sink. RVD rolling thunder. Now Danielson with Sabu wrestles him down. Looking for the label lock. RVD now with Buddy Matthews. Spike pile driver. Both men into a cover. Buddy Matthews kicks out. Sabu does not. Danielson and RVD retain. And there you have it, guys. That was a 10-year simulation of a fantasy ECW universe. What did you think? Are there any superstars you would have added that I forgot to put in? What was your favorite match? Let me know down in the comments below.